because I wanted to welcome to another modern stream. It's been a while. We've been doing some legacy in this channel. Mishra's Masterpiece, just as excited as I am about coming back. Welcome back for the 8th month in a row with a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for the continued support, Mishra. But yeah, we're back into some modern. This is what I was working on, and this is a list that actually had me excited. This is, as I was saying the last time I streamed this, where we did pretty well with this deck. I was experimenting and considering experimenting actually with a mono green version of AmuLIT that will give us access to more Turn Timber Symbiosis and more basics. So we see that I'm playing 5 basics instead of the usual 4 plus a breeding pool. It also helps with our Castle Garenbrig count and allows us to play cards like Primal Command, which I actually do think that it's pretty well positioned right now. So yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. No more Legacy until the weekend, where I will be playing in the Mana Trader series, which I will also upload to YouTube and everything. But for now, we're going to focus on what's important, which is modern, and which is AmuLIT. All right, so as far as this list goes, I explained a lot of my choices in the last video, but we're gonna go over them real quick. Basically, as I was saying, 4 Turn Timber, this card has been very, very good. Like the fact that you get a shot at a Titan from a land is, to me, is just like completely crazy. So trying to max on these. We have Primetimes, we have Dryad, we have Explore, 2 and 2. I have been happy with the split between Gracer and Stacy, so we're gonna keep it that way. The mana base, we have our just the usual suspects: 1 Bog, 1 Field, a couple of Caverns, Ghost Water, 1 Battlements, Radiant Fountain, and 2 Tolaria Wests. The other thing that we could be trying in this list, which is something that I am keeping in mind, is cutting one of these Valakuts. And we can cut one of these Valakuts for something different. Probably maybe another fetch land, maybe the 4th Castle Garenbrig. Like there are a couple of options that we can think about in that last slot. But this is what I'm going with for now. I think that's pretty much the main deck. Primal Command, I think it's pretty good. Right now, the fact that you can make target player gain 7 means that you can kill a bunch of Shadows or Scourgers by making your opponent gain life, which is something that does come up. Putting target non-creature permanent to top of his own library, it's actually an extremely powerful mode. This is particularly good against Ashiok. On the last stream, one thing that we did is my opponent played an Ashiok, and what I did is I just put it on top, and then because of how the card is worded and the order in which these points happen, I actually did this for science. I thought that it worked that way, but I wanted to, make sure. So I put the Ashiok on top, and then I chose the Search Your Library for a creature mode, and it actually worked. So that is pretty cool, and that is yet one of the reasons why this card is so powerful. And finally, making your opponent shuffle the graveyard can be very good against stuff like. Not only stuff like Dredge, Crabbind, whatever, but also against things like not Upsal spells, but Belcher after they do the combo with Recross the Paths. By the way, which we also got to do with Gaia's Blessing, and it was absolutely glorious. But you can also shuffle your own graveyard against Mill, which means that you basically undo everything that they did so far, which is also pretty great. Just Primal Command all around has been a pretty impressive card. In the sideboard, we have stuff like Field of the Dead, the 2nd copy. Obviously, this card is just awesome. Potentially the #1 card in the maybe will be banned list in Modern right now. Relic, I think that Relic is just very good right now. This is my way of attacking the Omnath decks. So Relic of Progenitus keeps basically all of their engines in check, be it Udo, be it Ren 6, and it comes down early enough that it's tough for your opponent to play to answer it with counter magic unless they have exactly Force of Negation. So Relic has been very good for me. I had 2 copies, now I upped the count up to 3. Before I had 2 Relics, 1 Soul Guide Lantern. But I think that Relic is just better. And, we don't have that many cards against the Omnath decks anyway. But Gaia's Blessing against Mill, though it does have a couple of random uses here and there. A couple of dismembers, removal against meddling mage and whatnot. Reclamation Sage and Tireless Tracker. I guess I should pair Force of Vigor with Reclamation Sage as the anti Blood Moon, anti Artifact, anti Enchantment hate, and Tracker and Baloth. That's how we split this. These are the tutor targets and the potential value cards. Of course, great against Arbiter decks and nonsense like that. Finally, a couple of Engineered Explosives. The only card that I wish I had room for, and I might make some room for down the line, by the way, is a Ramming Up Excavator. I feel like the metagame is in a place where Ramming Up is a defensible choice once again, and it's potentially pretty good even. So I'm keeping that in the back of my mind. Maybe we can play Ramming Up in place of the second Baloth or in place of the second Force Figure or something like that. I want to know this treadmill secret friend Sedge. I don't know what you're saying, Jack. No Pact of Negation in the 75? No Pact of Negation in the 75. Pact has been the card that I have been the most unimpressed by. Even in the matchups where it's good, it's not even that good. And it's very, very hard to pull off. So I decided to go the mono green route. The only non-green card in my deck are, well, the two dismembers, which are basically green cards. Omnath is a sweet deck, by Titan will always be. Yeah, of course. Oh wow, we have Modo sounds again. God damn it. Oh, all the Modo sounds. All of the Modo sounds. Okay, we have to reorganize everything. We have to do this. We have to bring... Why can't I want to show chat. Why can't I show chat? Well, whatever. So for those of you that didn't know, Modo did like a... I'm trying to make sure that this is visible. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna keep these hands, by the way. In fact, this hand looks fucking amazing. Please don't kill my Stacy. Thank you for that follow, is Study23, appreciate it. Just talking about the pyramid scheme, add that played at the start. Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't choose what ads I play. It's just not how it works. Don't push me, bro. Damn it. It's not a great draw. But I think we're supposed to hold the Simic in hand just in case we draw... AmuLIT. Thoughtseize. Seems like we're getting shadowed here. Getting junded hard. So happy AmuLIT is back as the most successful primetime deck. It's so much more fun and interesting than Green-White Titan deck. We can agree to disagree there. I think that the Green-White Reclaimer list is, at least the way that I build my deck, being a little bit more toolbox centric. I don't want to say that I like it more than AmuLIT, but it's pretty damn close. Okay, this is going to irritate me. Why? Oh, God damn it. Oh man, yeah, this is going to irritate me way too much. So I guess I just got all the sounds. Why? I just really don't understand. I don't understand. The people that work on Magic Online are... I really don't understand why we have those people working in the program. We should have literally anybody else. We should have real people working on this. Oh, come on. Yeah, my opponent's hand was just not beatable. When Shadow draws like 2 lands, all the discard spells, all the threats, it's just not reasonable. And even due to the lands that we drew, we actually had no way because we weren't even able to get field going. Okay, so we do that. Cut Ghost Quarter. Bring in explosives. Actually, Primal Command would have won us that game, now that I think about it. If we had top deck Primal Command, we would have won. That's funny. Because we make my opponent game 7, we kill both shadows, and then we search for a prime time. That would have been awesome. I'm always so split when thinking about bringing in Baloth against in this matchup specifically. Like, if this were Thragtusks, I will be all about it. Chronobor, I think it will follow. I love the outdated tell. Yeah, hell yeah. If this were Thragtusks, I would be all about that, but Baloth just doesn't really line up well against my opponent's threats. Which makes it kind of weird. Well, these hands are not good, but I'm going to be keeping this one. And I guess I'm just going to bottom that. We're going to preemptively play the explosives for 1, then we're going to pass the turn. Oh, nice. Also, all of my stops got messed up. Oh my god, this is new too. Why is that a thing? Why? Alright, folks, this is gonna be something. Yeah, I know that I have to unlock the stops, but like before you just clicked here and you put on stop, but now I have to click there, then I have to go to my turn, and now I have to set a stop. It's so unnecessarily irritating. I guess they could have Wildfire, but I still have to play this in case I draw a Dryad or an Azusa. I'm gonna play this staff to protect it from Thoughtseize. Ashiok? No Ashiok. Good. K command maybe? It is K command. I imagine they're gonna blow this up and make me discard. Maybe get back Street Wraith. If I were them, I would probably bring back Street Wraith. They probably have to blow this up if they want to develop. Yeah. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. All right, explosives down. I mean, if we draw a castle though. My animations are on? What do you mean? Oh, that. Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, we needed to draw the castle there, unfortunately. I'm playing that because I think if I need to resolve a Titan and I need to find a I'm gonna need field to stabilize. So if I am not dead, which seems unlikely, then I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that's actually just lethal. All right, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, my opponent's hands were perfect, so. There was nothing to do there. That's one of the things about the matchup against Death Shadow. Like if your opponent's hands are like those that we just saw, there's literally nothing you can do. You just all you have to do is you need to hope that either they don't draw well or that the top of your deck is kind to you. To be fair, I think that we had a ton of draws before that. This hand seems fine. Disable them in the bottom right of my match. This. Jawari Disruption is what my opponent has played. Bottom left here. That's not it. Force, pitching force. Okay. Got another one. That's what I thought. I wasn't planning on explore there regardless, so that's why I led on the castle. Because now we can actually Titan next turn if my opponent happens to tap out. What the hell is going on right now? Cool to see a legacy player such as myself branching out. Okay, this has to be some kind of combo deck, right? Yeah. Something tells me we're about to get tightened here. We're about to get comboed out here. They only have 4 mana, so they're gonna need 2 more mana, I think. How does their combo work? Select, give memory. It's something with Thassa Circle, right? Yeah, so this is 4 mana. So they need 6 mana to kill me. And right now they have 4. Right now they have 4. We do have Ghost Quarter. The problem is I don't think we can set up lethal right here. We can only cast a Titan. So I think that the correct thing to do is for us to start with Explore, because we have a couple of draw steps that actually help us out here, like another AmuLIT, for example. That's a Valakut. So I could Azusa and go Squatter them. The problem with that is that I don't get to Vesuva the Ghost Quarter. If we attack here with a Titan, that means that we have lethal rolled up for the next turn, but there's nothing we can do as far as interaction goes because we naturally drew our stupid Ghost Quarter. So I think that it's better for us to go squatter them here. And next turn we can both play Dryad and have Titan. And we can have enough lands to trigger. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the better line. No! What happened? I F2'd! I F2'd! What happened? Oh, this is gonna be a fun stream, folks. This is gonna be a fun stream. Fuck! No! They changed the fucking... Oh my god. Forever. F2. F2 was okay. Forever F2 was okay. It's been decades since F2 was okay. And this time around, they decided to change it. Fuck me. Alright, so I guess we have to relearn Moto from the ground up. We just have to relearn from the ground up. So F2 is now F6, apparently. We might still be able to get there here, though. So we packed for a Dryad, and we might be able to lethal them. So... So 1, 2, 3, we Dryad. Extra land drop. Yeah, we have to Azusa first. Yeah, I can't play a second Valakut, but I have a Vesuva in the deck. So Azusa. I'm trying to think if it's better to go squatter them instead of trying to kill them. Because I don't think I can set up lethal here. If I play Dryad, then play Titan, we get Vesuva plus Trigger, plus Battlements. We haste Titan. Oh, we get a fetch. We get a fetch, so we're fine. Yeah, we get a fetch, so we're fine. Okay, so we're not gonna use the F2 button, because that apparently F6 through my turn. So we're going to do everything with very meticulous clicking. Very, very meticulous clicking. Vesuva and UR Battlements. Look at all this clicking, chat. Top tiered clicking content. Moto tried hard. Mono tried hard to steal this victory from me. Moto tried real hard to steal this victory from me, but we got him. Wait, so now we can't always yield anymore? Is that a thing? Turn off auto yields. Yep, we cannot always yield anymore. Okay. We cannot always yes, always yield. Great update, Magic Online. Great job. Great fucking job. Great fucking job. What a joke. They make an update and they literally fuck up everything. Okay, so what are we playing against? This doesn't do anything. This seems good. These seem good. Too many people still prefer Moto to Arena. Gotta fix that. Yeah, I know. I think that this is just Wizards blatantly trying to make people shift onto Magic Arena. The only problem is the Arena software is even worse. The Arena software is even worse. So here we are. Just came back from mistaken stream where he was insulting Dumpy aggressively in Spanish. Show me I didn't downgrade, friend. Oh. I don't think that you downgraded, but I don't think you upgraded either. Okay, this doesn't matter, this doesn't matter, this doesn't matter. Yeah, I think this is fine. So I have to redo. Oh my god, this is gonna be the most annoying stream today. So this hand is just looking for a bounce land. Half of the shit that happened in this game is because you restyle MTGO. Yeah, but I was forced to do it. It's crazy. Like, they receive so much feedback, right? They receive so much feedback. Like, this change was good. We like this change. And yet somehow they managed to, I don't know, like to revert everything in a single update. Like it's just one update and everything that they did right and that everybody, we have all been telling them that they did right, they just undo it in the next update. Like what is that? If you are a company, like why would you ever want to do that? That seems so stupid to me. So let's play this one. By the way, remember that you cannot use Scout to put your turn timbers into play. Well, my opponent's dead next turn, so that's cool. So you gotta kill me here. Path to Exile my Dryad. I'm into this. I think they're still dead because we have 2 pacts. This deck is kind of cool actually. Like it's a slower version of a combo deck, but at the same time it just feels a lot more resilient. Like it's playing real cards instead of, well, not playing real cards. So it kind of makes sense. So it feels like my opponent is just setting up a one-turn combo. So we have 1-2 land drops. We play Valakut. We packed for Dryad. This is 1, 2, 3. We play Valakut. Yeah, this should be lethal unless my opponent has... I guess another path. I guess they could have like Gust or something like that. I think this is the proper way of doing it because we get a bunch of triggers. So we are kind of like inciting my opponent to pass the Dryad, and I need to make the natural land drop here because there's no way that my opponent paths the Stacy here. Yep. Opponent got played. We do get to Titan, but we don't get to lethal them anymore. So if we don't get to lethal them, how do we adjust here? Hey, Mr. Stray, how's it going? Could have 5-0 yesterday with 2 of my first turns skipped. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we should have enough mana, I guess. We should have enough mana to pay for both pacts. And I think we're supposed to bounce this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I guess we're supposed to bounce this. I do think we have to haste though. And if we do make it to combat, yeah, okay, so we're gonna get Ghost Squatter and Tulare West. I guess instead of T-West, I guess Field is better than T-West actually. Yeah, Field is better than T-West because it allows me to play around my opponent having a pact of force of negation. So we got some zombies. Remember that next turn we can haste one of these zombies, so... Strip mine you, Titan you, do your worst. You only have 4 mana. Okay, let's see if we can actually... actually, I'm just gonna play this league like this. But in between leagues, I'm going to try to fix all of these settings so I can play MTGO like a normal human being again. Hot take, Boil is better in Amulet than in Green-White Reclaimer. Is that a hot take? Good luck with the settings. Alright, Blaze, thank you. This sounds pretty bad. I'm gonna ship it. We can do better than this in 5. Oh, this? Oh my god. Look at this thing chilling right here. I am kind of freaked out right now. We're gonna keep this hand though. Gonna bottom both of these dudes. Don't bug out. Okay, he didn't bug out. Whew. It's correct for me to lead on these because even if I top the Grixis, which would be great here, but if we top the Grixis, we can play AmuLIT off of the Valakut and then we can play the Grixis off of the Castle Garen break, so we're good. Hot take, AmuLIT is better in modern and Green-White Reclaimer. I think you might be right now, Dom. It's one of those things that I think people have been sleeping on a little bit. And when people sleep on AmuLIT, that's when AmuLIT is at its best. Primeval Titan is a good card? Yeah, that's probably not a hot take. That is the coldest take I have ever heard. That is the coldest freaking take. Oh yeah, my opponent with the hashtag sequencing. Opponent with the hashtag sequencing. So I think what we do here, we just castle and we play the second AmuLIT. So many hot takes happening right now in chat. So many hot takes. Think that if the meta is grindy, Green-White Reclaimer is better, but now with many Heliod combo and shadows, AmuLIT is better. I think that's not true. Like, I actually like my matchup against Shadow and Prowess a lot better with AmuLIT, with Green-White Reclaimer than... I guess against Shadow, I do like Green-White Reclaimer a lot better, and against Prowess, I think I do like AmuLIT better. So like against the kind of deck that I'm facing right now, I think I would be happier if I were playing AmuLIT. But against any of the Shadow decks, I'd much rather be playing Reclaimer than AmuLIT. Okay, going up against Blue-Red Prowess, you always lose to them. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a great matchup, but it doesn't take that much to win it either. Green-White has the tools to beat both decks. Yep, that's kind of my point. We can do everything now because that Dryad draw was pretty fucking insane. Because that fixes my mana. Oh man, doing this clicking one by one is kind of getting to me. I could also attempt to luck sack. Because the problem with exploring here is that I can't transmute this T-West. I think I have to though, right? The multi-5 is starting to hurt right now. If we had 2 more cards, this would probably be a very, very easy turn, but because we don't, this is slightly problematic. Yeah, I think we have to play, and we have to hope that this Explorer is good. Explore, please, please. Bounce land, easy. Magic is so easy. So this means that we can transmute here. And we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the Dryad doesn't die, we win. But I feel like we have to transmute here because the Dryad might die, and at that point any green source gives us Titan mana. So I think this is correct. So I guess any land whatsoever just gives us Titan mana, so this is definitely correct. We lost round 1 to Grixis Shadow. Oh, we're 1-1 actually. Itatok, thank you for the follow. I think we have to block here, which is unfortunate, but otherwise we just die to a lightning bolt. Yeah, I think this turn was poorly played by my opponent. They should have definitely cycled Fire the Islet. 500% should have cycled Fire the Islet. Also, they should have fetched before they play the Stormwing Entity. Yeah, my opponent played this turn very poorly. Banfield, so we can play Kalni again. Those were some holes sometimes. That's true. So we have to kill this Stormwing Entity. That is not a question. Can we double Titan here? We can double Titan. So let's double Titan. That bounce land top deck was obviously nasty. Well, actually, this doesn't work because I only have 2 Tolera Wests, and these Titans don't set up lethal, and I need to kill this Stormwing Entity right here. I cannot afford for this Stormwing Entity to survive because that's how I lose this game. So that being the case, I need to find a blue source and battlements. So we're gonna do blue source plus battlements. Then on attack we get battlements plus blue source. On attack we get Simic Growth Chamber plus Simic Growth Chamber. We bounce T-West. Or do we get Vesuva? Wait, what? What the fuck just happened? Man, this is tough. Okay, so we get battlements plus T-West. We attack. We get Vesuva plus Growth Chamber. We bounce Tolaria West. We're gonna have blue. No, that doesn't quite do it. No, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, okay, so Hungry Battlements plus T-West. And we get to kill this Stormwind, but we're kind of dead to their board creatures. They are at 15. Two Titans attack for 12. That's just not how math works. And if I get the second Titan, I already used one of my 2 Tolaria Wests, so if I get a second Titan, I cannot get a Dryad, then I die to my opponent's Stormwing entity. So this turn is a lot more complicated than you're making it to be. What we can do is we can go up to 7. If we go for double Titan, we can go up to 7 and make a bunch of zombies. That's not true. We can go up to 9. We can go up to 9 and we can make 6 zombies. Is that better? That might be better, actually. And we died to double Lightning Bolt, but we would have died to Lightning Bolt that last turn already, so they don't have Lightning Bolt. They did plus, though. We just are going to have to make sure that we can pay for 2 pacts. As of right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. We're going to have +2. And then we're going to have more than enough mana to pay, as long as we make sure that we have 4 green sources. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go for the double Titan route. And just hope that my opponent cannot chain. Hope that they cannot chain double or triple burn spell. And we can even destroy the Fiery Islet if we want to. We can destroy the Fiery Islet, which is nice. Because my opponent left on top, and if we destroy Fiery Islet, that means... I'm getting Gruul Turf here just so I can get a green source. So much clicking. So we have enough green sources. Now we're gonna get Radiant Fountain Field. And then we're gonna get Vesuva Copy Fountain plus Ghost Quarter. We use our land drop to make the first Titan. Ghost Quarter and Vesuva. Vesuva copies Fountain. One, two, three, four. We have enough green sources to pay for both pacts. I'm just gonna go squatter right now, actually. We go squatter the canopy land. The reason to do this is they kept a card on top. So if they want to draw that card, they need to shuffle it away. Yep. And now they are down in land. So my opponent has to kill me with that Stormwing in this turn. Not impossible. In fact, far from impossible. And that's a good start. They bottom though. Bold plus any spell does it. Sure. Yeah, a bunch of bad cards in your hand. Wow, Bojuku Bog low-key game winning. Jesus, how's it going? Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a minute. How have you been? Dismembers. I have to cyber for Blood Moon, right? Unfortunate. Do you think Arasa deserves a slot instead of second Bailiff? No. That's why I'm not playing it. Arasa is a cool card, but it's only good against specifically this deck, and I don't think this deck is very good. The blue-red Prowess deck. It's not even that good against the Prowess deck. Like, it's fine against the Prowess deck. You would be happy to have access to Arasta against Prowess. Like mono-red Prowess, I mean. But it's not, like, really needed in that matchup. It's needed in this specific matchup just because it blocks the big dudes. The flying dudes, sorry. And it's good at doing specifically that, but... been raining pretty hard in the division and got into Destiny 2. Oh, I heard a lot of good things about Destiny 2. Is it as good as people say it is? This hand is delightful, by the way. It's kind of a new question, but is it possible to use the Titan Trigger to get Vesuva and instantly copy the line you're getting? No, Prof Stylish. Same thing as with Collected Company. Like, for example, if you collected Company into a Phantasmal Image, or the new guy that's a land, which I don't remember the name, something Mimic. Whenever you have any kind of clone effects, you actually cannot copy the card that you're getting. You cannot copy the card that is coming into play because it doesn't consider the other card to be into play. So they just don't see each other, basically. But it's not a newbie question by any means. It's just a it's a rules question. It's a good question. Bounce Land is not bad because it allows me to like develop my mana instead of going back a land drop in order to play this Dryad. Glasspool Mimic, yeah, that's the one that I was talking about. So I can feel it light up the stage in my near future. But with my opponent moving to 5, I'm not too scared of it. Oh, they just do nothing. Okay. Not F2. Francisco, no. No. Don't do it. Do not F2. Now we're gonna play the Valakut so we can play around my opponent upgrading my AmuLIT. Even if they destroy my AmuLIT, we can still bail off next turn. Bolt my Dryad. You got it. Lava Dart my Dryad. You got it. Yeah, my opponent's not gonna... it's not gonna like what's coming up. This guy. Thud. I still remember when... I don't remember why, but like freaking... That's Blood Moon? Okay. We have some respect for that. But what was his name? Loxodon whatever was seen play. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna Pact first for Rexage. Rexage their moon. And then I'm going to use Vesuva to copy my own forest. This allows me to play around the second Blood Moon. But it wasn't Loxodon Warhammer. It was the 3 mana 4/4. And I think somebody was playing that card in Modern. And every time they cast it, P-Solly would be like thud. Like that's the Loxodon Spider, yeah, that's the one. Like that's the sound of fair. You know? The sound of fair, just like thud. I don't know why I thought it was hilarious. Oh man, P-Solly is so great. I'm okay with what's happening right here. I'm certainly okay with what's happening. That's good for them though. It's probably not gonna be enough. They have 0 cards left in hand. Even if their last card is... Okay, I guess that we can actually lose if my opponent just chains... They would need to chain like a bunch of Metamorphoses. I think we just play my land and pass the turn. Bounce a forest. Again, I'm playing around my opponent, destroying my AmuLIT. And I don't need the mana because I'm gonna be Titaning next turn regardless, so... I guess they might Blood Moon me. Yeah, okay. That's a really good one for them to have there. We can still bail off. And with any land we can Titan. So now we're just racing. I almost pressed F2. I almost pressed F2. No, and this is why I didn't want to Pact for Azusa. Now we're winning the race. They still have outs, right? Like they can still like chain a bunch of nonsense and I don't have another answer to Blood Moon. I had forgotten about that one. That's right. We're playing that card. We're playing that card, chat. Oh, man. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Now that I think this game is over. Craig O'Blyer, thank you for the follow. So we're gonna... Okay, my opponent just doesn't want to see anymore. It's cool though. That was cool. Alright. Alright. Just casually beating double Blood Moon. No big. Sugary Pimpstick, thank you for the follow. Lost the 5-0 to Neoform. Oh yeah, a tale as old as time. I lost the Showcase top 8 to Neoform. That is no one that you forget lightly. We're on the play. This is kind of okay. Strong emphasis on kind of. Strong emphasis on kind of. Why 3 relics instead of the previous split of 2-1? Good question. Because I like relic better now, I think. Relic is just better against the combo against the Uro decks. Yeah, but I don't want to bring in Grafier's Cage against the combo against the control deck. Don't shock. Tapped land. Tap out for something. No, opponent, why are you doing everything that I don't want you to do? I guess top decking Cavern was a good out to my opponent leaving up mana, huh? Could be Storm, could be Blue Moon. So this means if I want to, I can Titan next turn unless I get mooned. They have been bottoming with the opts though. So that's probably a good sign. Oh, Cavern. Cavern, Cavern. You were awesome. Why don't we have always yes anymore? So if this is Storm, we might be screwed anyway, right? If they have a good hand. Is this a new hotness for Titan? No, it's just something that I'm trying. Just not splashing for anything, just... Okay, so it is Storm. So we're gonna have to try to bottleneck them on mana. So I think, even though I hate giving my opponent Metamorphosis, I think it's more important to get rid of their rituals. There's nothing I could have done though, right? Like if they have a bear, we're fucked. And there it is. But there's nothing we could have done because I used all of my land drops. Like if we had found like a bounce land or something, we might have been able to... if we had found like a bounce land or something, we might have been able to like get a fetch land in order to have an instant speed answer to this barrel, but... Okay, at this point it is deterministic, so I'm just going to move on with my life. Okay, relics, yes. Dismembers, also yes. Rex Sage, only the one. Primal Command, out. Explores, out. Ghost Quarter, out. I don't like explosives. Maybe just a one-off. Rex Sage for Aria of Flame. They decided AmuLIT was too good after it took down the PTQ, so they nerfed by getting rid of the always yes button. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's only logical. They sometimes play Blood Moon, so having the one of Rex Age is not the end of the world, but the main reason is Aria of Flame. They probably go away from the graveyard. That's why I have the Rex Age, yes, I know. But they can't entirely side out of the graveyard plan. This could be similar to the previous one, but like I can't really mulligan this perfectly functional hand. Hey Kusan, how's it going? One bottom, one top. That was a very awkward draw. It plays around Remand better, but not really. Because it means I am time walking myself. I think I just try it here. I think I just try it. There's a Remand, yeah. So the reason why I say that it plays around Remand, but not really, it's because I mean, I guess I could have played this and just not play the Dryad. But if I wanted to play the Dryad, that means that I have to skip a draw step. And I kind of do want to play the Dryad, so I think I might rather develop my mana and do something like that. I would love to see this member, for example. Okay, it sometimes does that whenever you have like a little bit of lag or something. Electroman. Unfortunately, we are dead here. Like there's nothing that we can do. We're just playing our cards. We didn't draw any of our interactive spells. Didn't draw any of our interactive spells, and my opponent brought in Spell Pierce against me. That is baffling. I'm not sure why they would do that. Show me, Opie. Show me how dead I am. Show me how dead I am. This card did a lot to help Storm, I think. I think this card did a lot to help Storm. Foff. So the land doesn't do anything, so I'm just going to do this. That FOF is so good. There's the ritual, there's the Metamorphose. I think we're just gonna get domed here. Pieces of the puzzle. All right, we're done. That was a beating. That was an absolute beating. But there was, I mean, the only thing that we could have done is mulligan a little bit harder for like actual hate, like a Dismember or something. The thing is, my hand is just good if my opponent doesn't have exactly Remand. And Remand is kind of really good against me regardless. So we are in an awkward spot in that sense. This is gonna freak me out. They do both things, Jack. I'm bringing in Relics because they have that plan, and I'm bringing in Sage because they also have the other plan. Like they have both plans. As we literally just saw, they have both things going on. It's not like they abandoned the graveyard plan completely because it's not that easy for me to attack them in that axis anyway. So turn 3 Azusa, turn 4 Uncounterable Titan. Okay. Can work with this. Is it even good then? You're playing turn 4. It's a turn 4 Titan with it's a turn 4 Titan with Dryad, which is very different from just a turn 4 Titan. Very, very different. This, I would say it's taxes, yeah. And this is Azusa. There's the Giver. I'm trying to bait the Arbiter there, right? That's why I did that first. They have the Arbiter. Just don't know that you can afford to have no interaction against Storm, even if your hand executes your own game plan reasonably. Again, I'm just telling you what I think and what I think and why I think that. You do with that whatever the hell you want. Warlock from Twitch, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome back for 17 months. Hey stream. Hey Warlock. Punished for not playing my land last turn, obviously. Wasn't expecting Archon, but I think it was correct to not play it anyway. Because it's not a land that oh fuck. It's not a land that I want to expose to Thalia is irrelevant. This general matchup? No, it's not. It's actually pretty good for us. It does feel like it should be bad in paper, but it just isn't. Name Dryad. AmuLIT doesn't know about matchups. Yeah. I think this matchup is bad for the other deck. I think it's bad for the green-white Reclaimer deck. But it's not like AmuLIT just makes such obscene amounts of mana that it gets to a point where it just don't care about the Arbiter. I mean, look at the current board state, right? Like my opponent is just using apparitions to kill my Arboreal Gracers. Can confirm, yeah, it's pretty good for AmuLIT. There's a lot. I have to say that there's a lot of experience. Experience goes a long way. Like a medium. Let me put it this way. Let's say that a bad AmuLIT player plays against a bad Taxes player. The bad Taxes player is going to be advantaged. A medium Taxes player against a medium AmuLIT player, I think the AmuLIT player will be slightly advantaged. And then a good AmuLIT player versus a good Taxes player, I think that the AmuLIT player is advantaged. If that makes sense. And then obviously those numbers get completely all over the place whenever you have like a good AmuLIT player playing against a bad Taxes player. That's just not even close. Learn so much about how to play AmuLIT. I hear you're amazing friend, you're the best. Oh, thank you so much, Sliwa Maxi. Glad that you're enjoying the content. What makes a good AmuLIT player? Somebody that mulligans accordingly, somebody that knows tricks like this one, for example. This is an interesting trick. So right now we know that my opponent is not going to path my Titan, right? So we don't need to. Now what I can do is I can do this, put the Titan trigger on the stack. Once the Titan trigger is on the stack, I can just pay for the Arbiter. And now my opponent can't do anything to prevent me from searching. So like little tricks like that, you know, which are not obvious. But they do in the end end up adding up. if that's a phrase that I'm allowed to say. Good top decks beats good player. That's not necessarily true. That is not in a matchup like this. In a matchup like this, that's not necessarily true. Spirit Walker with a tier 1 sub for the full year, 12 months. What a Titanic year that was. Oh yeah, it really was. So we can go for field here. It's gonna get Ghost Quartered. I think I'm gonna go for T-West plus Simic Growth Chamber. But we're lacking a second blue source. And I kind of want my opponent to Ghost Quarter me. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. It's kind of unfortunate because we don't get any triggers, but at the same time, it's kind of fine because we gain some life. And we cannot realistically be erased here. Protect the Arbiter. I guess I don't want to. Whoops. No. Turn off other yields. Oof. We can force the giver activation here, but I don't care about it, so we're just gonna pass. And I'm just gonna pact here on end step. Oh, I'm an idiot. Well, this is the kind of mistakes that... Remember when I was talking about being an experienced AmuLIT player? Look at how easily we would have won. God damn. I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. God damn it. Just lulling opponent into a false sense of security. Yeah, that's the play right now. That's the play. Field is gone, so the only reason to hold on to lands would be to if we draw a natural Valakut and a natural Dryad. That was a game losing play, by the way, of course. Like, imagine if I had access to a Titan here. This would not be close. But unfortunately, it turns out that I'm an idiot. And... ugh. Feels bad, man. Okay. At this point, we're not going to be able to keep up, but... feels bad, man. That was embarrassing. But you know, do as I say, not as I do kind of scenario, right? Do as I say, not as I do. I don't think I want second explosives. Like, they have serious diminishing returns, which I don't like. And they are pretty bad. Even if you play them preemptively, they are pretty bad against Apparition. Like, Apparition has really turned this matchup a little bit upside down. Like, what matters and what doesn't has changed a lot. Have you ever won a Ramina for a matchup like this? Yeah, I literally talked about that at the beginning of the stream. We also could want Force of Vigor here. I guess I forgot to bring in Force, huh? There we go. If we had picked up the Titan, how would we win there? We get Valakut, and Showakon, every Titan that you get just calls more Titans, right? My opponent's Clog was anemic, and every Titan that we get just gets more Titans. Like, the attacks from the Archon doesn't do anything when you have as much mana as we did, because you can, what we did, except done properly, you know? You pact on your opponent's turn, and that allows you to very easily circumvent the you can only play one spell a turn kind of thing. In fact, very often you want to pact on your opponent's turn when you know that you are guaranteed to be paying for your pact, because if you pact on your main phase and it gets somehow stopped, you might you know, get a little bit wrecked if your opponent has anything that can slow you down. His hand is pretty good though. It kind of has a little bit of everything that we want. We just need lands basically. As long as we find lands, we're gonna be fine. And as long as I don't misclick again, and you know, tall ask. Tall ask, but I think I'm actually okay with being ghost quartered here. Here I'm gonna lead on Dryad. Giant. If they want to path me, go ahead. And yeah, my opponent's a mono white. We definitely have to watch out because of Mind Sensor. So my opponent is going to YOLO this Field of Ruin, and we can't punish them. Feels so bad, man. Feels so bad. That was a pretty terrible play from my opponent there. Like, they just run face first into my Stacy. And of course, we couldn't punish them, but like, you usually want to try to set up a situation where you force your opponent to tap out the Stacy, or if my opponent had done it when I tapped out on my opponent's end step. But you don't want to find out that your opponent has a bounce land the hard way, right? Which is, my opponent would have effectively wastelanded themselves to achieve absolutely nothing. They could apparition my Baloth, but we still get a 4/4, so yeah, like it's the same. I mean, it is a 4/4 that they can kill with Flicker Wisp, though. So there's that. They took my Dryad, which makes a lot of sense, actually. So they probably... Oof. Well, that's pretty good. I'm starting to think this Castle Gambit card might be pretty good, chat. Starting to think this Castle Gambit card might be okay. It might be playable. And now we have all of our lands protected by the Stacy. I don't think we can win. We can lose anymore. Castle is absurd in this deck. Yeah, yes it is. It really is. There was an argument for wanting to play around Arbiter there. Arbiter into path, maybe? Yeah, this is what I was saying when I was talking about, you know, inexperienced players. Unless I'm getting debated, but I really doubt it, because there's not really much that they can do. Yeah, like this is even worse sequencing, because I was not going to get a field token, and now I do. But yeah, how you stack your triggers, all of those things matter a lot. And you cannot give any percentages at all in this matchup. That's just not something that you can afford to do. Doesn't really do anything. I guess I'll play it. Might as well play Azusa. Good to know about Winds of Abandon. I doubt that they will ever overload this, but I'm starting to see the power behind Stacy Melvin. It's a very powerful interaction. It is a very... That's why you see me not cutting Stacy, but cutting Gracer, right? This Taxes deck takes too long to kill. I mean, that's true, but... Opponent kept 7. This hand is... It's a little bit sketch. I think I'll keep it, but I'm not happy with it. Definitely not happy against the Vile hand. Yeah, it's not a good draw. Basically, you never want to play the turn Timber Symbiosis because this turns Flicker Wisp into effectively... This turn Flicker Wisp into effectively Stone Rain. Yeah, this is looking terrible now. Thoughts in just one ballot could over 2. I think that you can do that. In fact, I was considering doing that for this deck. Yeah, the hand vials versus the the vial hands versus the non-vial hands are basically night and day. Also, I feel like it's lacking another form of card advantage. That is probably the worst draw in the deck because it's a land that doesn't do anything for us. And not only that, but also it means that we have one less fetchable for these Ghost Quarters. But yeah, what I think about the Taxes deck is that it's lacking one more source of counter advantage. Basically, the only real source of counter advantage that you have. Okay, this is just brutal. Yeah, I think we're just gonna win. But to be fair, I don't think that we could have really beaten this draw. Arbiter, turn 2 Arbiter into turn 2 Mind Sensor plus Aether Vial on 1 with double Ghost Quarter. I don't think my opponent's hand could have been literally any better. If my opponent had pumped 7, if my opponent could have pumped 7, this is what their cheat hand would look like. If my opponent were an actual cheater and they wanted to get the perfect 7 against my deck, it would look exactly like this. That is honestly a sick draw. And that is a terrible play by my opponent. Wow. Yep. If they had stacked 7 cards and got in and said, okay, I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna have the perfect 7 against AmuLIT Titan on the play, it would look exactly like what my opponent did. Think that is just try to play Helio something? No, I don't think so. Helio would be very bad in this deck. It just needs something like Recruiter of the Guard. Wow. Jeez. So my opponent did every single turn, they did the absolute most impactful thing that they could do. They still misused their Ghost Quarters and it just didn't matter. Brutal. All right, that wasn't great. To be fair, I gave up game 1, right? Like I lost game 1 like a stupid idiot. So it's like that is definitely on me. That is definitely on me. So Yeah, we're gonna run it back. That wasn't the best showing, but that's okay. Before we do that, I am going to fix all of my settings in Magic Online because this is just a nightmare to play. But well, I hope you liked it. Hope you liked it at least a little bit more than I did because I felt terrible during that league. But I will be right back for another one. See you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe.